Funeral services are being held for Boston Fire Lieutenant Edward Walsh, who died last week in a massive fire in the Back Bay. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us for 22 News at Noon. I'm Rich Teddemer. Thousands of firefighters from across the country came to say goodbye to Lieutenant Ed Walsh today. His funeral is being held in his hometown of Watertown. 22 News reporters Julie McDonald and Kate Walsh are live outside St. Patrick's Church with a look at the solemn ceremony.
The streets of Watertown this morning to honor their brother, fallen hero Lieutenant Edward Walsh. Kate and I are right now live in front of St. Patrick's Church, where the funeral is underway right now. We can hear the funeral over the loudspeaker. You can probably hear it right now, so we can hear everything that they're saying and the readings and the homily. And one of the really beautiful things that I thought that they said was that 43 years ago, Ed Walsh's mother carried him into this church, St. Patrick's Church, to baptize him. And now today his fellow firefighters, his brothers in blue, are carrying him into that church to lay to rest. We have seen firefighters from everywhere: Los Angeles, Orlando, Houston. Also, of course, we met up with our firefighters from Western Mass and talked to them about this day.
Several from Western Massachusetts. Chicopee alone had 35 firefighters here, 10 more from Westover, they said, and Springfield has a large delegation here, as well as many towns in the hills. They're all volunteer firefighters, and they say this is just something they do. It's worth it to get up really early this morning. They left Western Massachusetts at 5:30, they said. Didn't get here probably till 4 hours later because of all the traffic. They said the roads were closed, but it's all worth it. And they said, 10,000 firefighters here, that's a lot, but it's actually pretty standard for a firefighter's funeral, because they said it's so important and to be there and show their respect for the family of the fallen firefighter. And they also said it's very eerie at the same time, because when they see the fire truck come down the street with the coffin on it, all they can think about is that could be them someday. They said anyone could be in this position, and they also said that Lieutenant Edward Walsh is a true hero for not just the firefighting community, but everywhere, and especially Boston. And President Obama actually spoke about that at the White House when we were there yesterday. He said how much Boston has come together through all of these tragedies, and he really did pay his respects for Lieutenant Walsh as well. So the whole community
He did say that the Red Sox and everyone in Washington, that their hearts were in Boston this week for this really special day. We also wanted to talk about how we asked the firefighters from Western Mass how long they were going to be here today, and they said that all of these firefighters are going to be here after the funeral. They'll stay here as long as they need to, just to show their support to Ed Walsh's wife, Kristen. They have 3 young children under the age of 10, and they just want to all be here lining the streets still when that family comes out of the funeral, to show them how much support, how many prayers are being sent their way.
There is a ton of support for them today. Everyone has been congregating, talking to each other about him. We saw buses come with, we assume, our family and friends. They were brought on Boston Logan shuttles down here, and they went right into the church. And right now it's communion during the mass. So there will be eulogies to follow, and we will listen to those, and we will share with you what people are telling us and firefighters are telling us. That all is going to be at 22 News at 5 tonight.
We're live in Watertown right now. Julie McDonald and Kate Walsh for 22 News.
And as Julie and Kate mentioned, a group of Springfield area firefighters left early this morning to attend the funeral of Lieutenant Walsh. They joined the thousands of others who came from across the country to pay their final respects.
It's heartwarming to see everybody come out. Until you've been to a firefighter's funeral or a public safety funeral, you really just don't understand the bond and the brotherhood that's really on the job.
Springfield firefighters will also attend the funeral of Michael Kennedy, who also died in that fire last week.